Hello, welcome, it's me again, it's Tasha at Tarot by the Moon. Hello, I said I might try and do an extra video, so here it is. I felt like I wanted to do something extra. I wasn't sure what it was, and then I realised that at the beginning of my last video I did a classic bit of a miscommunication, bit of a typical Mercury retrograde actually. Now I think about it, I actually introduced the video explaining that the Pisces full moon was the nearest one to the autumn equinox, and I actually said after the autumn equinox. It hadn't even happened yet. I don't know, like I say, it was just a little bit of miscommunication. Anyway, I realised that I'd done that, and when I'd done it I sort of knew it weren't quite right, but I had to keep going because, you know, making the film or whatever. So there was that, and then I also realised that it's MABON, you know, it's the run up to Samhain, and we talked about that on the last one and everything, and the run up to Samhain includes MABON, which is when the autumn equinox falls on the old pagan wheel of the calendar, yeah? So this is the festival before Samhain. This is, you know, the first harvest festival, as we discussed in the last video and things like that. But what struck me about it as well was come together for me in the last couple of days that I wanted to share with you guys and make the reading around was we're going into Libra season. We're leaving Virgo, we're leaving lovely Virgo, and we're going into lovely Libra season. Autumn equinox. Now Libra is all about finding balance, okay, the scales. It's all about finding balance. That's the main energy of Libra, yeah. Also, excuse me, my belly rumbling then. Also, the autumn equinox, yeah, it's also a time of balance. As with the spring equinox, you get the two equinoxes of the year, yeah. As with the spring equinox, there's an equal amount of light and dark, and I love that. I love that. Obviously this time of the wheel we're going into the dark half a year, and when we come back around to spring and there's again an equal balance of light and dark, we're coming into the spring equinox, but right now we're going into the dark. But you know, so I'm recording this on the 22nd. Some people would have celebrated equinox yesterday, some people would have recognised it today. To be honest with you, I've always thought with these pagan festivals that it's the same sort of thing with Christmas or Easter or anything. It's not just one day, it's the whole sort of, you know, this bit now up till the next bit. That is, do you see what I'm saying? That is MABON. So we're in MABON. We can think of it as a pagan month or something in a way, I suppose, as well. We're in the MABON season leading up to Samhain, which is all about balance, okay? And I've been loving that theme in the last couple of days, like I say, preparing to go into Libra energies as well. So I just wanted to rectify that little miscommunication with you, and as I sort of, this is how this is all sort of gelled, and I thought, well, do you know what, these Pisces full moon energies have been so strong, so strong. You know, a few of you have already got in touch with me to say, oh, you know, what's going on, Tash, I've been feeling this and that's been happening or whatever. And like I said on the last video, it is the most important full moon in many ways because it's the last one, it's the super release. So, you know, I just wanted to make sure we're all okay, I suppose, with an extra reading. So I thought we'll base this reading around how we can find balance as we're going into the darker half of the year, and maybe into even the darker halves of our psyches and all of that sort of thing as well. Very, very natural and nothing to be scared of at all. As always, you know, I call in the highest vibration of love and only love, spirit of love, into my readings. So there's nothing negative here, there's only love, okay? Yes, my darlings, I feel like there's a lot of activity starting to develop in the third eye area as well, I have to say. Now, this Pisces season is like, I heard some astrologers this week describing it as, it's like driving in a fog. Okay, we can't really see where we're going, we're having to rely on our intuition. So you can look at that in a negative way. Oh, God, you know, we're driving in this Neptune fog. We can't see where we're going. Or you can say, well, it's actually an opportunity for us to develop our intuition. Okay, which it really is. It's like a masterclass of developing intuition if you think of it that way. So intuitively, I've put this together for you. I hope it makes sense. I hope I haven't miscommunicated anything else. If you do catch me miscommunicating anything like that, please don't hesitate to bring it to my attention. I won't turn you into a frog or anything, I promise. No, please let me know if you're thinking, I don't know if you've got that quite right, Tash, or something. You know, I'm only human, and like I say, I make these all by myself, and I just go for it. I try not to worry about it too much, so I'm bound to make a little mistake now and then. So please don't ever be scared to be the one to sort of say, Tash, you know, whatever I've done there. I'm going to go in now. We're going to do our usual thing. You know, with the elements, okay? But we're going to see where this is bringing us balance. So it's air, water, fire and earth, okay? Air represents our mental processes, okay? Our thoughts, our minds. Water's representing our heart and our emotions, okay? The fire will be representing our solar plexus and our seats of creativity and passion. And of course, the earth element is showing us what we're manifesting here on the physical plane, okay? What is actually going on around us and how we're integrating all of that in the so-called real world, okay? So what we're pulling down from the non-material into the material is the way I like to think of these readings, okay? I hope this makes sense. Thank you once again for sticking with me. Thank you once again for all the lovely support I've had for the last video. Sometimes I think to myself, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing this channel. I don't know. It's just a thing that I've started. I'm enjoying it. As long as some people are enjoying it, I'm going to carry on doing it. So thank you for all and any of your support. Please continue to give me likes and shares. Please continue to share me on social media. It's the only way I'm ever going to grow this channel, is if people give me likes and share me. Otherwise it's just going to be a few of us forever. Having said that, I just enjoy doing them. So like I say, let's see if we can get some focus around what we need to bring into balance in the collective here, okay, in our fabulous little soul tribe. So I'm just going to go in as usual and call on highest vibrational love and only love into this reading for all concerned with this reading, for myself, for all of the animals on the planet, for Mother Gaia, for all of the plant life, for all of the ocean life, the bird life, and the life we don't even understand, the life in invisible realms, the interdimensional life, life on other planets, all of it, okay? Just love and only love. And let's just see what's coming through for us today, my darlings. I feel like I really want to start with this deck today. It's my old trustees, after all. So, yes, happy Mabon, happy equinox, happy Libra season coming up. Oh, there we go. There's our first one. Oh, that's our second one. I'll take those back because that one turned over, so I'll take them that way, okay? I have to trust my intuition and guides on this one. Okay, let's go on again. 2 more cards, please. That's way too many. How many have you given me? Okay. Okay, so air, water, fire, earth. So we've got a few more. Oh dear. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to ask for one more card. That's way too many. Let me just get one more card, please, Spirit. Sometimes I feel like my higher self, my astral higher spirit self, the better self, there we go, and your better selves, astral selves, spirit selves, however you prefer to think of it, that we sort of meet up, I know, on the astral plane, and we hash a lot of this stuff out. We really do. Now, Okay, what's coming up here for us? Right. Okay. My darlings, there's been a fair amount of anxiety. I'm not going to beat around the bush, okay? We're straight in with a 9 of Swords, and I had a feeling of that, and that's one of the reasons why I did this extra reading, okay? Because I'm feeling it. I'm dipping in, and I understand that it's been tough. It has been tough. There have been sleepless nights. There have been anxieties. There have been going round and round things in your head. It feels like torture because maybe there's things that you're not getting closure on, not getting an answer to. Insecurities, doubts. Okay, this is a form of self-imprisonment when we get the 9 of Swords. This is a form of self-torture. Because although a lot of those circumstances and situations we certainly didn't bring about ourselves or would have intended to bring about ourselves, okay, we are actually keeping ourselves tortured and trapped there now. I think I did say it in the last video, the most important spiritual practice any of us can do is to take care of the physical self, okay? Not everybody else's physical self, not what other people think you need to do to take care of yourself. Just take care of yourselves. You can only really do spiritual work or magic from where you are in the physical, from where you are in your physical health, and things like that. So it's important stuff. It's a lot more spiritual than you think to just like try and I know when you're struggling with it, it is difficult. There are lots of resources that you can use if you're having trouble sleeping. I do feel like this Pisces full moon does play sort of tricks with people's sleeping patterns as well, maybe over the last week or so. It's not a nice energy to be in, okay? And I don't feel like you're in it all the time, but it's the night times. It's the night times when you're on your own, just with those fears, just with those repeating thoughts and patterns that just keep coming at you. Spirit wants you to know there's a candle on this card, and this candle, if you can see now, I've never really noticed or talked about this before, but they're showing it to me quite clearly now. This candle's got a blue flame. I've gone cold there now as well as I've thought about it. That's a very healing flame. That's a very comforting flame. Blue is a colour of wisdom. Blue is a colour of spiritual protection. Okay. There is comfort. There is comfort, and you know there is. You have to drop down behind all of this fear and anxiety and find that comfort and find that blue flame, okay? You can comfort yourself, whether it's through meditation, prayer, chatting to somebody, chatting to a professional person, you know, all sorts of things we can do to bring ourselves out of that and restore a peaceful night's sleep, okay? Sending out so much love to you because I'm really feeling that one, really feeling it. And I know last week I said to you I'd been having trouble sleeping. This week I've been taking extra care to make sure I get to sleep. So I've been making extra sure I wind down a bit earlier because I get overwrought sometimes myself, being sensitive, making sure to take a little bit of valerian or something like that an hour before I lie down, okay? Just to make sure you are getting all of the rest you need. Showing us very clearly here that 8 of Discs is in is in the reverse. A lot of the reasons why we might be feeling that kind of energy, you're feeling a bit down, a bit stuck in our heads right now during the equinox. We're trying to find balance. It feels as if you've been working very hard. It could be towards anything. Could be towards anything, my loves, because we've all got various things out there and we are a collective and everything, okay? So whatever it is, you've been putting effort in, okay? You've been putting good effort in. There's nothing wrong with the work you've been putting in, but you're just not being appreciated for it. You're just not being rewarded for it. It's like there's nothing to look forward to. It's just like there's no reward. There's no celebration for any of it. There's not, and I'm feeling there, that will leave you feeling down, that will leave you feeling stuck and unstable and those sorts of energies. My loves. This is other people, this is not you, okay? There is nothing wrong with the standard of work you've put in or the standard of efforts that you've put in or your energy as such. It's just not being appreciated, and it's not being appreciated because these people, okay, that are basically, feels like somebody's been taken for a ride, frankly. It feels like they can see how talented, hardworking, what you've, or if it's a relationship, what you've got to bring, what you know, what you actually bring to the table, what you are proud of. They can see how proud you are as well. And I feel like there's this, and I'm sorry to say this, but I've got to give what I'm getting. It feels a little bit sinister there. It feels a little bit like there's toxicity on other people's parts here. There may be jealousy. There may be just pride getting in the way and ego getting in the way. You don't deserve that. You deserve better than that, okay? We're going to move on. That's that energy there for us for air. This is why I did this reading, because it's something extra that we need right now, okay? Going on to water. So glad to see. We had this one before, 8 of Cups. So glad to see this lovely fella, okay? This is about going off in a completely new direction. So in our heads, we're feeling really fed up. We're feeling really underappreciated, undervalued. It's causing us a fair amount of disturbance in the night. Maybe we're trying to figure a way out of it. Maybe we're trying to see what can be saved and things like that. But in our heart, in our emotions, in our water, okay, 8 of Cups, we know it's time to find a new way out. You know it's time to find a new path. We know it's time to leave the past behind and go in a completely different direction. So this is Spirit saying to you, you know, these people here, okay, whatever this is about for you, my darlings, you've got to forgive them, you've got to release it, and now's the time to do it at the equinox, okay? Write it down and burn it. There's lots of ways you can do this. Release it, okay? Forgive, because they're idiots, frankly. They don't know what they got. They don't know what they got. They don't know how to value it. They don't know how... This is what Spirit is screaming at me right now. They don't know how to value themselves, okay? They don't know how to value anything. So you can't expect them to value you. Well, whatever this is for, I'm really feeling it. I feel very emotional now. I'm having this screamed at me. They do not know how to value you. So never mind how good your intentions are, how strong you are sticking in there and trying to see the best in the situation and trying to work it out and staying all of this, putting yourself through all of this, okay? That's the blue flame. This is the blue flame. This is the message from Spirit to comfort yourself with. They don't know no better. They don't know how to honour themselves, never mind how to honour you, okay? Now Spirit knows you're trying to make a way out of it, and Spirit knows that you're determined to improve your situation. And you know, as I always say, whether you prefer to say Spirit, angels, the universe, it doesn't really matter to me. The universe has heard you, okay? Things are going to open up. A pathway's going to open up ahead of you. It's going to bring you great emotional freedom. It's going to bring you great emotional fulfillment. It's going to be give you independence. Maybe a lot of things that have been lacking, that have been chipping away at your self-esteem there for a while, okay? And I feel like a lot of us here, and I said this in the last one, we've done such a lot of work as a little collective. I know we have, especially since the solstice around about that time, okay? Now, let's keep going. This is just a little blip. Sometimes that big old Pisces moon comes along to shine a light on what needs to be, where it ain't very pretty, comes to shine a light in those dark corners, okay? Maybe you're not even discussing this with other people, you're just trying to figure it out. But Spirit's come in to say, you know, hang in there, take heart, literally take heart. This has come up in the element of water. Because there is a new pathway being opened up for you. Your spirit guides, your angels, your dragons, wherever you work with, okay, wherever energies you work with, are clearing a path to a new life for you then, a new start. You'll be able to walk away with your head held high. This chap here, I hope you can see it. See his, he's got his head held high. I mean, that is somebody walking away with a grin, okay? I mean, even the horse looks a little bit cocky in my mind there, and rightly so, because these people, okay? You know, he's not, they're not having they're not holding their head high, they're far from holding their head high, but that's not for you to worry about. You're walking away with your head held high, okay? Because you were authentic, because you were true, because you did try your best, because you did give from the right place and for the right reasons. And yeah, you've maybe had it thrown back in your face, so there's been some kind of block on that energy there, but doesn't matter. You still get to walk away with your head held high. All right, my loves, this new path is opening up. Be brave and take it. Please take it. Please don't stay in this energy. Please take the new path. Again, very dramatic. This is the reason why I feel like I've been called to do this reading. Two of Cups in reverse. It's the divorce card, it's the breaking up card, it's the I'm leaving, I'm quitting card, it's the, it could be a job, could be a relationship, could be a family drama that's gone on too long, something that you've been putting your energy into for a long time, okay, and it's been getting you down, that you can see that it's just not getting you anywhere, all right? Very, very sad feeling around that. Always a sad feeling around things like that. Obviously, we're only human. But I want you to take heart. I really, really do. It's like in your heart, you know it's this. You know it has to come to this. Because you know that you cannot. And your higher self and your spirit guides will not allow you to stay in this any longer. Okay? You will not be allowed. That blue flame has called in exactly what you need. I'm crying a little bit here. It's done. It's done, my loves, okay? They're never going to give you what you deserve. They're never going to give you what you are owed. They're never going to give you the truth. They don't know how to. You can't expect them to, okay? You're better than that, all right? You can expect yourself, to be honest. I say this to people often during readings. It's when they're wondering if they can trust a person. You can never know. You can never know, but you can know if you can trust yourself to move away from that when enough's enough, okay? Even if you're stuck in it now physically, even if you're stuck in it and you can't really see the way out, you know in your heart, okay, in your heart chakra and your mind chakra is completely closed off to this low vibe, all right? Completely closed off to this lack of respect. And they'll feel it too. They'll feel it too. It'll all come into play. I'm going to move on. Wow, it's a heavy reading. I didn't expect it to be this heavy, but I knew there was a reason I had to come on and talk to you guys. In the area of fire, we've got the Emperor in the reverse. Yeah. This is somebody that you once looked up to. This is somebody that you once believed had your back, that would perhaps once you believed that they would protect you, that they would always be with you, that they would be your soul companion, that they were wise, that they were all the wonderful things that a human can be is what you saw in them. But what they've shown you is quite something else, unfortunately. Quite something else. Full moon there as well appears in the Emperor's belt. Okay. The ravens as well. That's been a big totem for this season for me myself personally. In fact, I've got my raven card here. I think I said this to you the other day. There's my raven card. See, so this is about spirit. This is about prophecy. This is about divine stepping in, okay, and whispering to us what we need to know, what the actual truth is, and where we're to go with it. Unfortunately, this energy is turned toxic. That's why it's come out in the reverse position there, okay? This could also be a part of yourself that you're battling with or that you're in conflict with. Part of yourself perhaps that's a bit too domineering, a part of yourself perhaps that's a bit too bossy. It's a time for us to look at those things within ourselves as well. So if this doesn't apply to because if this is something that's you'll know. This is such a strong reading. You'll know if this is resonating, and this is somebody who's been displaying toxic behaviours to you, and you've just started, actually seen through it and decided you're going to call time on there. If it's not, then it's time for us to have a good look at our own darkness, I feel. And isn't that very equinox? Isn't that very equal amounts of light and dark? So let's look at where we're a bit, perhaps the darker side of our own natures, because we can all be a little bit controlling in different situations. We can all perhaps display narcissistic tendencies. We're all capable of it, We can all make decisions that come out of our ego some days. And we know it. We know when we do it, it don't sit right, it don't feel right, it doesn't achieve anything. So this might be a little reminder for us to have a look at our own weaknesses and our own darknesses as well, okay? Because sometimes those are holding us back. Just as much, if not more, than other people's nonsense. Because you can step away from other people's nonsense, but you can never step away from yourself. And if you're not even realising what your toxic behaviours are, or what the triggers for those might be, or why you just, sometimes behave in a controlling way or something. And of course, as well, I want to stress as well, this is coming up as well, even if somebody has shown us like the worst side of whom, they've shown us their worst side, and we're really fed up with that. And we are really fed up with that. We're really drained with it. It's not changing. They just keep showing up in this toxic energy. And we're really had enough of it. The easiest and first thing that most of us do is retaliate with the same energy. Okay? And I did this myself recently, actually. And I just can't help myself. You just can't stop yourself because somebody is, they're so, stuck in their negative ways. They don't even know it. Because they think they're fantastic, and of course you come back with negativity, and then what you've done, that's not unity consciousness. That's not where we want to, what we want to co-create in the world. That's not what we want to put out there at this special time of the year where we should be focusing on balance. Okay. We're just coming at a problem in the same energy that created it. So we're never ever going to solve it like that. So this is a reminder. Check in with our own dark side, as well as, obviously, if we've had enough of somebody's toxic nonsense, now this is for Spirit showing us now's the time to call time on it and go in a fresh new direction, okay, with your head held high. At the same time, it's a chance for us to look at our own toxic behaviours very much, I feel that, all right? I love this card as well, apart from the fact it's got two beautiful dogs on, so what's not to love. With this particular Emperor, he's sort of got one eye closed and one eye open. Okay, and I always think that's kind of like he's got one eye in the physical world, in the 3D world, yeah, and he's got one eye in the astral, in the spirit, all the time, constantly. So again, call on your spirit guides, call on your angels, whatever it is that works for you, okay? Call upon your higher self. They're always there. They always want to help, but you've got to speak it. You've got to speak it out in your mind, all right? Once you've made that link. So let's make more like an emperor that's in his upright. Let's make more in alignment with this instead of that abomination, frankly, yeah. Six of Rods. It keeps coming up for us. I'm sure we had this one the other day. I'm pretty sure we had it in the same portion of the reading as well. Six of Rods is all about a victory. A victory after a time of struggles, setbacks, stops and starts, will it, won't it. It's getting frustrating, it's getting tedious, it's getting too much, and then all of a sudden victory, all right? So something's coming together. I love it when a plan comes together. It's that card, okay? It will come together, but not without a little bit of an adventure all around the houses with it all first, if that makes sense. This is come up in our area of fire, so it's probably something, it's a very much a passion project card as well, Six of Rods, so it's probably something that we're sort of putting a little bit of ourselves into, or something that we've been really looking forward to. It could be even something like a family celebration, or some kind of a gathering or some kind of an event, I want to say, for somebody out there, I feel like, that it's just not coming together. It is going to happen eventually, whatever that is. I'm going to have a little deeper look into that after, because that keeps coming up for us, so I do wonder what that might be. I could throw ideas what it might be for myself, but I just see if I can pick up on what's going on out there with you guys. Coming up in our area of water, another 2 reversed cards to chat about. Okay, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Not surprised after we've had to be stacking this in our heads. Not surprised when we've had to sort of come to terms with making that kind of a decision. Not surprised when, you know, we're dealing with somebody's dark energy, even our own dark energies there, and this, whatever this is still waiting to be a victory, still waiting for the stops and starts to eventually subside, and, you know, oh my goodness, it's happening, whatever that is. These cards here, okay, so we've got a Wheel of Fortune. Obviously the wheel, it's a wheel. So what comes up must go down, and what goes down must come back around, okay? What goes around comes around. It's come up in that, okay? It's going to come back around. It's going to come back around. Right now, in the earth, you know, in the earth element there, and on the physical, in the 3D, we might be feeling like we're having a little bit of a bad ride over the next few days, or even since I spoke to you last, okay? It will pass, it will come back around. Have faith, believe in divine timing. It's all about divine timing, okay? If you feel like there's a block or a rejection, remember that is spirit protecting you or trying to usher you in towards something that's even better for you. If you don't feel like it's any of that, then just be patient, because the wheel will come back around and something's coming in divine timing. And by that, I mean, you'll know when it comes. It'll be better that it came later than it came when you thought it should have come. And you'll see why when it gets there. 6 of Rods in reverse. This has been hell for somebody. This has been a battle of the mind, very much, in many ways. Okay, a battle of other people's nonsense versus your nonsense, maybe. It's about craving for peace. It's come out in the reverse, so I will say this. It feels like this battle's not quite over, okay? I mean, it is on its way to being over. It's going to flip back around very soon. We're not staying in that energy. Goodness no. But does feel like that piece is just a little bit out of reach, and I wonder if a lot to do with that is maybe a lot of us had plans to do more with the summer, you know, to get out, to maybe go on holidays, to maybe go on different trips, to maybe go to concerts, go to football matches and all of those things, and maybe it hasn't quite gelled. The summer's been a really poor summer, and a lot of us maybe have had to struggle to go anywhere for whatever reason, you know, time, money, just resources generally. So it feels like it's out of reach. And one of my friends said to me recently, and she's probably watching this now, she knows who she is, that she, you know, she feels like that she didn't love the summer enough. And it's a little bit of that feeling I'm feeling there, because I feel like in the collective we all feel that in September. It's such a month of changes, September. You just feel all over the shop. It's like the menopause of the year, you know, you're all over the shop. So just allow yourself to have these little ups and downs. It's all fine and it's all good. But like I said to my friend there, you know, sure, I didn't love the summer enough. And it's like, well, that's okay. It's natural for us to feel like that, because it's like, well, that season's ended now. The best, you know, the sunniest one. It doesn't matter, we still have fun. We still go forward with our plans. We can still keep moving forward. And we do keep moving forward, whether we realise it or not. So let's just love this autumn so much. So far, as you know, you might have picked up on my enthusiasm on the last one. I literally have been, this has been my best bit of my year so far, personally. And goodness knows I'm having, same as everyone, I'm having setbacks, I'm having issues and things that I need to look at and whatever. But you know what? I've got a good feeling about this autumn. That's all I can say, my darlings. That's all I can say, and I'm holding on to that. So, glad I did this. Didn't expect it to have quite such a heavy energy. Okay, but now I know why I've been sort of coshed into doing it by spirit there. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say to you. So I've continued to have wafts of coffee at odd intervals around my house when there's like all different places in the house. I'm not the only one who's noticed it either. Now that's continued. You know that's for who you are, alright? Also this week, really strange, I think it was yesterday or the day before, really strong smell of like an aniseed or cloves, or do you know that sort of almost like cough medicine, but not cough medicine because that's quite distinct, but like a herbal sort of, it was more, if it was anything, it was aniseeds or cloves. Really, really strong, really close to me, and then like a burning smell. And then again it happened, and then I just wonder what that is, because I can't think, there's no one in my group of friends and relatives that have departed that I can associate that with right now. So please let me know if that means anything to anyone out there, okay? Somebody's definitely trying to get my attention there to talk to you guys. Okay, I'm just going to do some more cards to clarify this. Oh, please, Spirit, give us some good advice, Okay, thank you. She breathes a sigh of release. Right, sigh of relief. Right. 2 more cards, please, Spirit. 2 more cards to clarify fire. 2 more cards to clarify fire. Fire. Oh. Okay. I knew that one was going to come out there. Okay. Okie dokie. Fascinating. Okay, this is Thoth Tarot now I'm using here. This is like another level of tarot. I'm so glad I did pick that one, to be honest with you, because there's extra sort of cards and sort of slightly different twists on the meanings. It's a more modern tarot deck to the traditional Rider-Waite. It was intended to be more modern. It was intended to take us into the age of Aquarius. And I'm so glad I chose to use that then, because thankfully in the area of air, where we were feeling all of this stress, all of this ew, 9 of Swords, ew, we don't want it. 8 of Discs in reverse, being underappreciated. This could well be about leaving a job. It's leaving a job or a relationship is the top 2 things, but it's leaving some set of circumstances, even if it's your own, your own darkness, your own negative thinking you're leaving behind. If you're leaving something behind. Coming in to clarify, it couldn't be a more positive card. It feels like a breath of fresh air after immersing myself in those energies, to be honest with you. It's a 10 of Cups. Okay? 10 of Cups is absolute perfection. 10 of Cups is about absolute emotional fulfillment. So, what we've got here, we are realising that a lot of these fears are partly in our own mind, are something that we can call out and get help to release. We are realising We are not appreciated by some and never will be, because they don't know how to appreciate. Literally, spirit screaming at me. They don't even know how to appreciate anything. They're never going to appreciate you, never mind what you show, all right? They simply don't know how to. Just as sad as that is. Once we've woken up to that, this is the potential that's there for us, okay? The Ten of Cups. Once we've woken up to that and we're willing to take action, we are willing to go on this new path bravely and boldly, okay, and independently and with your head held high. Maybe we've had to walk away from a toxic relationship. Maybe we've had to walk away from a toxic job circumstance, toxic family circumstance. Could be anything. Could, like I say, could be your own nonsense that you're finally waking up to and turning away from. For us to each to decide, all right? Maybe it's a combination of these things. There's definitely a sense here of striving to bring balance. Like I say, it's the perfect time to do it with the equinox and Libra season. So, you know, the Eon, here we go. So this is one of those cards that you don't get in other tarot decks. This was the genius of Crowley before he'd lost the plot. All right. These were painted by a Lady Frida Harris in the 1930s. This is about the soul's journey of reincarnation, a really deep card, like a super deep card. But I'll just give a basic for it now. This is very much about your soul journey. So your soul's come back life after life. It's learned lessons, it's gathered information. It's been through all of this. We're at a portal at the minute as well. We're at a bit of a portal with the Pisces full moon and the equinox and everything, okay? So this is a chance showing us that this is a chance to really elevate ourselves, to really push our souls on, to really go up an increment or even several increments. Once we're willing to leave behind this negativity, okay? We'll be entering this new phase, okay? This new... because this represents the age of Aquarius and things like this. It's all a very deep card. But in this context, I really feel like it's, you know, as we're going forward into the dark season, as we're going forward past Mabon and towards Samhain now, all right, this is a chance for us to cleanse and clear away. Cleanse and clear away, release all of that. It ain't working. That ain't working. This is just rubbish, you know. Stop feeling like this. We've got to stop feeling like this. We've got to find that blue flame and comfort ourselves and feel better. We're going to do that, is what it's showing me. We are going to do that. We are releasing so much. There's so much symbolism in this card I could talk about as well. But if you can, I don't know if you can see, there's like an outline of a child with a finger on its lips. Yeah. To me this represents the return to innocence. So all of the lessons learned, all of the toxicity removed, all of the pain healed, and we're back to being the inner child, the beautiful child that we truly are, okay? Maybe this is to do with childhood wounding as well in this context. I'm feeling I'm being actually getting downloaded that now. Maybe there have been secrets. Okay, this child's got his finger on his lips. Maybe there have been secrets here. Maybe there have been things that you've never told anyone. Whatever that is, my loves, there's so many professional services, so many professional people that will help you, that will listen to you. If you get in touch with me, I've got a whole list of things like that I use for work, because I never know, you know, you can imagine, I never know what's going to come up in tarot reading, how it's going to affect people, how they're going to trigger and maybe tell me things that they've never told people and things like that. So I have to have it to hand. So if this is triggering anything for anyone, or there's anything like that, please get in touch. I'll put you on to the right people. Take care of you. I feel like it's time to speak up. I feel like this is what Spirit is screaming at us here. It's time to speak up. It's time to find people that you can trust, because there are always people you can trust, even though life might not have shown you there. There are. And this is so heavy. It's not going to be easy. However, it's going to get easier. It is going to get easier, all right? Your soul is free. Your soul is free to move on. Your soul is free to move on from all of this. All of this isn't you, okay? This is not you, all right? This is you. This is you. This is about to be you, all right? Off on a marvellous new chapter of life. Off up on a brand new path. A castle at the top of a hill and a lion for company. Spirit lion. Sovereignty. Independence. Okay? With your head held high, all right? Heal the inner child. There's lots of meditations and different techniques for healing the inner child. They're very, very useful. Okay, and realise that our soul karma coming up to this portal. Okay, this is why we might be feeling heavier than we should and things like that as well. Maybe you're thinking, well, I'm not going through none of that, Ash, but I'm feeling a bit wobbly or a bit heavy, or, you know, it literally is, there's so much more to this cosmic, you know, far out stuff than we realise. And sometimes I'm not the best person at articulating these things, but they are things that I have witnessed and observed, seen work in my own life for many years. I'm going to move on to the next one. So now they're weird, Chris. The two weird Crowley cards came out there. This is another, this is the universe. It's a fabulous art on these cards. Absolutely fabulous. It's the world, another. Sorry, I went all blank then. It's the world, another tarot dice. I was lost in the imagery, to be honest with you. What can I say about that? It's just beautiful. I'm going to buy a nice big set of these one day so I can look at them properly blown up. And people have recommended me with a Thoth Tarot as well. If you did get yourself a set, get a magnifying glass, because there's so much on there to look at. It's like so rich. The world. So again, this ties in what we're saying here. We've completed a cycle. We've completed a cycle and we're about to enter a brand new cycle. All right. So it's a leveling up. It's a graduation. It's a graduation. If we can pull ourselves out of this, because crikey Moses, I feel like this is really heavy, serious stuff. Possibly something people have been carrying all their lives even. All right. That's okay. Oh my goodness, you're just going to be, the world's going to be like a completely new world for you. You know, even if it isn't something as heavy as all of that, childhood wounding or whatever, even if it's just walking away from a job where you weren't valued and appreciated, or a relationship where you weren't valued and appreciated, maybe it's, like I say, a little bit of everything. It's about realising your self-worth. Once you start to realise your self-worth, hey, other people start to realise it. I think many of us go through life sort of waiting for other people to make us feel good, waiting for other people to realise that we've got something, because every single one of us is so special, you know, and we haven't realised it ourselves. It don't work like that. You've got to see it in yourself first. You've got to see it in yourself before other people really start to see it in you. I feel like it's a lot to do with I love these two cards. They're very, very deep and mysterious, and I need to later on I'm going to immerse myself in these, and I might come back again even with a bit more from there, because I feel like most people who've ever attempted even to study Thoth Tarot will tell you you can never know. Nobody knows the whole of Thoth Tarot, or what you know. It's so mysterious. All the tarot is mysterious, but this one in particular is something else. Now, I do feel like it'll be a whole new world. I do feel like it's about self-esteem. I do feel like it's about realising your own divinity. An interesting little fact: sometimes we see tarot card figures naked, and interestingly as well, a lot of these sorts of naked ones, there's a worse one than this, I'll show you the worst ones at another time when they come up, are considered contraband in some prisons, in fact, because they are quite, you know, racy for the time, I suppose, in the 1930s and everything. But the actual reason why some tarot figures are naked and some are not. So, for instance, in the Rider-Waite Tarot, all of the minor arcana figures would be just clothed in regular medieval Aviatrix clothes. But a lot of the major arcana, the Star, the High Priestess, all sorts of figures, will be nude. And it's not for titillation, it's to represent divinity. It's to represent divinity, okay? So this is about realising our own divinity. This is about realising our own God spark, which we all carry. I always try and teach this and share this teaching with you all. When I'm talking about different deities, I never ever want you to think of them as something separate outside of yourself, all right? They're a part of you. They are you. We are the gods. We are the co-creators. That's why it's important to get this stuff right as we move forward. Every single one of us is carrying a piece of light. We are spirit. We are all spirit. We are all one spirit, having various different human experiences. So, we are divine, my loves. We are divine. Absolutely divine. I'm just going to leave that at that because I feel like I could ramble on forever and I'm going to get way too esoteric and as people tell me. Now, what we got coming up in our area of Earth, again, there was quite a little bit of a negative energy there to be dealing with, but we got a lovely Four of Cups, okay? It's a Four of Cups. It's something good. It's something nice. It's a little bit of luxury coming in. Do you know what I feel like this is showing us? Excuse me. Cheer yourselves up, okay? Right now, we've manifested this, maybe. Okay? Right now, we're feeling a bit stuck. Right now, we're feeling like life's thrown us a bit of a curve down. Now we're feeling like those peaceful times are just that way a little bit out of reach, or that we are having regrets that we didn't make more of opportunities and things like that. Can't go back and change any of that. What we can do is cheer ourselves up a bit, though. And I like the Four Cups. That's what it's about. It's about a little bit of luxury, okay? Now that could be anything. That could be anything. I feel like this is a perfect time to just sort of cheer ourselves up. Let's be grateful. Let's be grateful for everything we've learned. Let's be grateful for everything we've received and all the abundance we did receive through the light half of the year. Let's be grateful for what the dark is going to bring us, what insights it's going to bring us, what pleasures it's going to bring us. Let's be grateful for all of it. Let's look for balance. Let's see how we can find balance in all of these areas of our lives, okay? So we know that to find balance in our element of air, okay, to come into this 10 of Cups, which is perfect. I mean, we've got the 4 there, but I mean, we've got the 10 years, so, we have to release some stuff, okay? It's time. To find that peace within our hearts, again, it's time to take a new path, alright? It's time to take a new path. It's time to look after this beautiful inner child of yours, alright? In our passions, we're still being asked twang in there. We've been being asked that for weeks, alright? But victory is definitely coming. Don't forget, we did still get this victory card. It's not all bad. Yeah, we're dealing with a lot of that. Alright. But we're remembering. So we might be realising our own dark side. And that's a painful process. That's shadow work. I mean, if you are stuck in this way, you're sort of realising your own shadow. I want to talk about twin flames a minute as well, because a lot of romance came up in the last one, and a lot of romance stuff has come up sort of on a weave throughout all the readings. And I want to say, sometimes when you fall into a twin flame sort of attraction, or a soulmate type of attraction, but it hasn't quite gelled, it hasn't quite taken off, you'll be forced to look at your shadow. You will be left with nothing but your shadow at those times, okay? It's important stuff. it's an opportunity for you to look at that, because it's an opportunity for you to, yeah, elevate yourself and get yourself back in the, back to the truth. You're divine. You're divine. All right, my loves. And then in the physical plane, everything's a bit, yeah, well, you know, Four of Cups. Four of Cups is going to show us that we have actually do have some stability. We do have ways to cheer ourselves up. We do have ways to find that blue flame in the dark. We do have ways to reach out to other people and maybe speak up about things. We do have ways to eliminate our own dark side and to come back into true divinity with ourselves, all right? We are very blessed. We live in relative luxury, you know, especially in this country. We really, really do. Even the poorest amongst us lives in relative luxury compared to most people in the world. And I know I don't need to remind you lovely people of that. But sometimes when I'm feeling a bit sorry for myself for whatever reason, because everything has sort of manifested a little bit, you know, this and that, I remind myself of that. You know, I've got a roof over my head. I've got a beautiful dog. He loves me so much. Oh, I might be getting a new dog next week as well. That's my exciting news. You'll have to wait and see about that. I might be adopting another dog. I'm just waiting to hear final thing on it. Very exciting. You know, I've got food in my belly. I've got friends to reach out to. I'm having this amazing experience as a human being. It's full of dark and light, okay? At the minute, it's in a beautiful balance. Let's try and keep looking for what we can bring into balance for ourselves. This has been another long reading. I didn't mean for it to be long at all, this one, but this just goes to show that I need to be doing this, yeah. Bear with me, because I'm just going to spirit for a couple more cards to clarify this reading at the ending, because that was so deep and I feel very, very emotional. And if this did trigger anything for you guys, like I say, please get in touch with me if anything that I've said or anything like that has triggered you. Okay, I will point you in the right direction to they went over the side of the room to the correct professionals. If you're just feeling a little bit heavy because it's just the time of year and it's, you know, just that sort of MABON feeling, just take it easy. Just cheer yourself up with a little bit of luxury, a little bit of chocolate and a good film or something, you know, come on. Good things to do on MABON. There's lots of things you can look up online. Having a clear out. I mean, everybody talks about, you know, oh, pumpkin spice, baking, you know. It's not just for Halloween. It begins now, all of that. Bake a carrot cake, I don't know. There's all sorts of things you can do to recognise the season in your own unique way would be the best way to do it, not copying someone else, to be honest with you anyway. Ace of Cups has just popped out there and I don't even know where it came from. I'm so glad, because this was hard. This was hard. This reading was so heavy, my darlings. Ace of Cups, it's the Holy Grail, okay? So that I'm just going to have that one and use that as our filter. So we filter in a lot of pain. It's natural for us to filter all this darkness and this light, all right? But that's come in to bring a bit more balance now. I feel a lot better that that's there, and I'm so glad I asked for one more card, because goodness knows what it would have been if I didn't trust my guides.